Right. Shukuru.
Èkó Akété ìlú ọgbọ́n. Èkó Akété ìlú ọgbọ́n. Àròkọ̀lẹ̀ ló máa dá o. Èkó arómi sá lẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀. Àròkọ̀lẹ̀ ló máa sá. Èkó arómi sá lẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀. ọgbọ́n. Arọ́mọdé dé kó má má já o. Eku arómìsá lẹ́gbẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́. Arọ́mọdé dé kó má má sá o. Eku arómìsá lẹ́gbẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́. Kò má sínú já òbè kòwé. Àbírọ́ kò má sínú já òbè kòwé. Kòwé o kò má sínú já òbè. Kòwé o ti tó. Kò má sínú já òbè kòwé. Rárá kò má sínú já òbè kòwé. Kòwé o kò má sínú já òbè. Kòwé o bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Lagos nílé ó lẹ́ra òun wá o.
Lagos, the center of excellence. Every day, something new keeps happening in Lagos. Our Lagos is indeed dynamic. But what new things can we expect in Lagos in 2025? Join us at PSSDC Magodo on our public enlightenment program, the Greater Lagos Rising Series. This Saturday, we will be hosting the dynamic permanent secretary of the Ministry of Economic Planning and Budgeting, Mrs. Olayinka Modupe-Ojo, as she walks us through the figures and explains how the 2025 budget of sustainability will further transform Lagos. You stand the chance to win cash prizes of up to 20,000 naira by participating in the interactive quizzes. Join us this Saturday at 9 a.m. using the link shown on your screen. Come, let us learn, let us engage, and let us together take Lagos to the next level. See you there.
Èkó Akété ìlú ọgbọ́n. Èkó Akété arọ́mọdé ló má já o. Èkó arómìsá lẹ́gbẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́. Arọ́mọdé kó má sá. Èkó arómìsá lẹ́gbẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́. Èkó Akété ilé ọgbọ́n. Èkó Akété ilé ọgbọ́n. Arọ́mọdé dé kó má má já o. Èkó arómìsá lẹ́gbẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́. Arọ́mọdé dé kó má má sá o. Èkó arómìsá lẹ́gbẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́. Kò má sínú já òbè kòwé. Àbírọ́ kò má sínú já òbè kòwé. Kòwé o kò má sínú já òbè. Kòwé o sì tó. Kòwé rárá kò má sínú já òbè kòwé. Kòwé o kò má sínú já òbè. Lagos nílé ó dára òun wá o.
Lagos, the center of excellence. Every day, something new keeps happening in Lagos. Our Lagos is in. What new things can we expect in Lagos in 2025? On our public enlightenment program, the Greater Lagos Rising Series. This Saturday, we will be hosting the dynamic permanent secretary of the Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget as she walks us through the figures and explains how the 2020 will further transform Lagos. You stand the chance to win cash prizes of up to 20,000 naira by participating in the interactive quizzes. Join us this Saturday at 9 a.m. using the link shown on your screen. Come, let us learn, let us engage, and let us together take Lagos to the next level. See you there.
Èkó Akété ìlú ọgbọ́n. Akété ìlú ọgbọ́n arọ́mọdé kó má má já o Èkó arómìsá lẹ́gbẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́ arọ́mọdé kó má má já Èkó arómìsá lẹ́gbẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́. Èkó Akété ilé ọgbọ́n Èkó Akété ilé ọgbọ́n arọ́mọdé kó má má já o Èkó arómìsá lẹ́gbẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́ arọ́mọdé kó má má sá o Èkó arómìsá lẹ́gbẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́ kò má síjú tá o pè é kówé àfihàn kò má síjú tá o pè é kówé lẹ́kọ̀wé o kò má síjú tá o pè é lẹ́kọ̀wé o sì tó. Kò má síjú tá o pè é kówé rárá kò má síjú tá o pè é kówé lẹ́kọ̀wé o kò má síjú tá o pè é lẹ́kọ̀wé o bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Lagos nílé ó yára òórùn wá o.
Lagos, the center of excellence. Every day, something new keeps happening in Lagos. Our Lagos is indeed dynamic. But what new things can we expect in Lagos in 2025? Join us at PSSDC Magodo on our public enlightenment program, The Greater Lagos Rising. This Saturday, we will be hosting the dynamic permanent secretary of the Ministry of Economic Planning and Budgeting, Mrs. Olayinka Modikoju, as she walks us through the figures and explains how the 2025 budget of sustainability will further transform Lagos. You stand the chance to win cash prizes of up to 20,000 naira by participating in the interactive quizzes. Join us this Saturday at 9 a.m. using the link shown on your screen. Come, let us learn, let us engage, and let us together take Lagos to the next level. See you there.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Ilé ọgbọ́n Èkó Akété ilé ọgbọ́n arọ́mọdé kó má má já o Èkó arómìsá lẹ́gbẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́ arọ́mọdé kó má má sá o Èkó arómìsá lẹ́gbẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́ kò má síjú tá o pè é kówé àfihàn kò má síjú tá o pè é kówé lẹ́kọ̀wé o kò má síjú tá o pè é lẹ́kọ̀wé o sì tó. Kò má síjú tá o pè é kówé rárá kò má síjú tá o pè é kówé lẹ́kọ̀wé o kò má síjú tá o pè é lẹ́kọ̀wé o bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Lagos nílé ó yára òórùn wá o.
Lagos, the center of excellence. Every day, something new keeps happening in Lagos. Our Lagos is indeed dynamic. But what new things can we expect in Lagos in 2025? Join us at PSSDC Magodo on our public enlightenment program, The Greater Lagos Rising. This Saturday, who will be hosting the dynamic permanent secretary of the Ministry of Economic Planning and Budgeting, Mrs. Olayinka Modupe-Ojo, as she walks us through the figures and explains how the 2025 budget of sustainability will further transform Lagos. You stand the chance to win cash prizes of up to 20,000 naira by participating in the interactive quizzes. Join us this Saturday at 9 a.m. using the link shown on your screen. Come, let us learn, let us engage, and let us together take Lagos to the next level. See you there.
Èkó Àkété, ìlú ọ̀gbọ́n. Èkó Àkété, ìlú ọ̀gbọ́n. Àrò àrẹ́lẹ́lẹ́ ló máa já o. Èkó àròmìsá lẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀. Àròmọ̀kẹ́lẹ́ ló máa bá. Èkó àròmìsá lẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀. Èkó Àkété, ilé ọgbọ́n. Èkó Àkété, ilé ọgbọ́n. Àrọ́mọdé dé kó má má já o. Èkó àròmìsá lẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀. Àrọ́mọdé dé kó má má já o. Èkó àròmìsá lẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀. Kò má sí dúdá òbí kòwé. Àbírọ́ kò má sí dúdá òbí kòwé. Èkòwé kò má sí dúdá òbí. Èkòwé òtítọ́. Kò má sí dúdá òbí kòwé. Rárá kò má sí dúdá òbí kòwé. Èkòwé kò má sí dúdá òbí. Èkòwé ò bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Lagos nílé ó yára òórùn wá o.
Lagos, the center of excellence. Every day, something new keeps happening in Lagos. Our Lagos is indeed dynamic. But what new things can we expect in Lagos in 2025? Join us at PSSDC Magodo on our public enlightenment program, The Greater Lagos Rising Series. This Saturday, we will be hosting the dynamic permanent secretary of the Ministry of Economic Planning and Budgeting, Mrs. Olayinka Modupe-Ojo, as she walks us through the figures and explains how the 2025 budget of sustainability will further transform Lagos. You stand the chance to win cash prizes of up to 20,000 naira by participating in the interactive quizzes. Join us this Saturday at 9 a.m. using the link shown on your screen. Come, let us learn, let us engage, and let us together take Lagos to the next level. See you there.
Èkó Àkété, ìlú ọ̀gbọ́n. Èkó Àkété, ìlú ọ̀gbọ́n. Àrò àrẹ́lẹ́lẹ́ ló máa já o. Èkó àròmìsá lẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀. Àrọ́mọkẹ́lẹ́ ló máa bá. Èkó àròmìsá lẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀. Èkó Àkété, ilé ọgbọ́n. Èkó Àkété, ilé ọgbọ́n. Àrọ́mọdé dé kó má má já o. Èkó àròmìsá lẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀. Àrọ́mọdé dé kó má má já o. Èkó àròmìsá lẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀. Kò má sí dúdá òbí kòwé. Àbírọ́ kò má sí dúdá òbí kòwé. Èkòwé kò má sí dúdá òbí. Èkòwé òtítọ́.
Recording in progress.
Kò má sí dúdà òbè kòwé. Rárá, kò má sí dúdà òbè kòwé. Lèkòwé o, kò má sí dúdà òbè. Lèkòwé o bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Lagos nílé, ó lẹ́la òun wá o.
Lagos, the center of excellence. Every day, something new keeps happening in Lagos. Our Lagos is indeed dynamic. But what new things can we expect in Lagos in 2025? Join us at PSSDC Magodo on our public enlightenment program, the Greater Lagos Rising Series. This Saturday, we will be hosting the dynamic permanent secretary of the Ministry of Economic Planning and Budgeting, Mrs. Olayinka Modupe-Ojo, as she walks us through the figures and explains how the 2025 budget of sustainability will further transform Lagos. You stand the chance to win cash prizes of up to 20,000 naira by participating in the interactive quizzes. Join us this Saturday at 9 a.m. using the link shown on your screen. Come, let us learn, let us engage, and let us together take Lagos to the next level. See you there.
Èkó Akété, ìlú ọmọ. Èkó Akété, ìlú ọmọ. Àrò àrẹ́lẹ́lẹ́ olówó àjá o. Èkó Arómìsá, lẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀. Àrò ọmọdé olówó àjá. Èkó Arómìsá, lẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀. Èkó Akété, ilé ọmọ. Èkó Akété, ilé ọmọ. Àrọ́mọdé dé kó má má já o. Èkó Arómìsá, lẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀. Àrọ́mọdé dé kó má má já o. Èkó Arómìsá, lẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀. Kò má sí dúdà òbè kòwé. Àbírọ́ kò má sí dúdà òbè kòwé. Lèkòwé o, kò má sí dúdà òbè. Lèkè tó ti tò. Kò má sí dúdà òbè kòwé. Rárá, kò má sí dúdà òbè kòwé. Lèkòwé o, kò má sí dúdà òbè. Lèkòwé o bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Lagos nílé, ó lẹ́la òun wá o.
Lagos, the center of excellence. Every day, something new keeps happening in Lagos. Our Lagos is indeed dynamic. But what new things can we expect in Lagos in 2025? Join us at PSSDC Magodo on our public enlightenment program, the Greater Lagos Rising Series. This Saturday, we will be hosting the dynamic permanent secretary of the Ministry of Economic Planning and Budgeting, Mrs. Olayinka Modupe-Ojo, as she walks us through the figures and explains how the 2025 budget of sustainability will further transform Lagos. You stand the chance to win cash prizes of up to 20,000 naira by participating in the interactive quizzes. Join us this Saturday at 9 a.m. using the link shown on your screen. Come, let us learn, let us engage, and let us together take Lagos to the next level. See you there.
Èkó Akété, ìlú ọmọ. Èkó Akété, ìlú ọmọ. Àrò àrẹ́lẹ́lẹ́ olówó àjá o. Èkó Arómìsá, lẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀. Àrọ́mọdé olówó àjá. Èkó Arómìsá, lẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀. àkété ilé ọmọ Èkó àkété ilé ọmọ arọmọdé lẹkọọ máma já o Èkó arọmìta lẹgbẹlẹgbẹ arọmọdé lẹkọọ máma já o Èkó arọmìta lẹgbẹlẹgbẹ kò má sí dúdá òbí kòwé àbíràn kò má sí dúdá òbí kòwé kòwé kò má sí dúdá òbí kòwé òtítọ́. Kò má sí dúdá òbí kòwé rárá kò má sí dúdá òbí kòwé kòwé kò má sí dúdá òbí kòwé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Lagos nílé ó yára òun wá o.
Lagos, the center of excellence. Every day, something new keeps happening in Lagos. Our Lagos is indeed dynamic. But what new things can we expect in Lagos in 2025? Join us at PSSDC Magodo on our public enlightenment program, the Greater Lagos Rising Series. This Saturday, we will be hosting the dynamic permanent secretary of the Ministry of Economic Planning and Budgeting, Mrs. Olayinka Modukoju, as she walks us through the figures and explains how the 2025 budget of sustainability will further transform Lagos. You stand the chance to win cash prizes of up to 20,000 naira by participating in the interactive quizzes. Join us this Saturday at 9 a.m. using the link shown on your screen. Come, let us learn, let us engage, and let us together take Lagos to the next level. See you there.
Èkó àkété ìlú ọmọ Èkó àkété ìlú ọmọ arọmọdé máma já o Èkó arọmìta lẹgbẹlẹgbẹ arọmọdé máma já Èkó arọmìta lẹgbẹlẹgbẹ.
Welcome to the first series of the year of the Lagos Rising. Saturday, I greet you, London.
Good morning, sir. I greet you, sir.
Thank you very much. Well done. Everyone that is here already, I greet you. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for everything that you are doing. Mr. Audu, I recognize you. I recognize your presence. Mr. Ibola Popola, I recognize your presence. Mr. Abonabo, Kudero, my good brother, thank you very much for joining us. Mr. Ibrahim, Lamont, Mrs. Jupiter,
Lagos, the center of excellence.
you are all
Every day,
welcome. Thank you very
something
much.
new keeps happening in
Can
Lagos.
we change
Our Lagos is
from
indeed
our phone
dynamic.
number, from
But
our
what new
phone
things
link
can we expect
to
in
our
Lagos
number
in
so that we can
2025?
recognize you so that we can know
Join
you?
us at PSSDC Magodo on our public enlightenment program, the Greater Lagos
Like
Rising Series.
somebody who tied
This Saturday,
Thank
we will be
you,
hosting the dynamic
Father.
permanent secretary of the Ministry of Economic Planning and
let's have
Budgeting,
your name.
Mrs. Olayinka Modukoju,
Yes, that's my
as she
name,
walks
Tayo
us through the
Ogunkola.
figures and
Okay,
explains how the
thank you very much.
2025 budget of sustainability will further transform Lagos.
Miss
You stand the chance to win cash prizes of up to 20,000 naira by participating in the interactive quizzes. Join us this Saturday at 9 a.m. using the link shown on
On
your
Jonah
screen.
Bay iPhone.
Come,
Please can
let
you
us learn,
let us
let
have
us
your full
engage,
name?
and let us together take Lagos to the next
On
level.
our record that
See you
you
there.
participated and it's not the iPhone that participated on this program.
Èkó Akété, ìlú ọmọ. Èkó Akété, ìlú ọmọ. Àròmọdé wàjà o, èkó Arómìsá, lẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀. Àròmọdé wàjà, èkó Arómìsá, lẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀. Èkó Akété, ilé ọmọ. Èkó Akété, ilé ọmọ. Àròmọdé kò má má já o. Èkó Arómìsá, lẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀. Àròmọdé kò má má já o. Èkó Arómìsá, lẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀. Kò má sí dúdá òkè èkówé. Àbírọ́ kò má sí dúdá òkè èkówé. Èkówé kò má sí dúdá òkè. Èkówé kò sí tò. Kò má sí dúdá òkè èkówé. Rárá kò má sí dúdá òkè èkówé. Èkówé kò má sí dúdá òkè. Èkówé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Lagos nílé ó yára òun wá o.
All right then. Good morning, everybody. Good morning in Lagos. Good morning here in Nigeria. Good morning from wherever it is you are watching us from. I want to welcome you all to this 2025 edition of the Greater Lagos Rising Series.
How are you, sir?
Okay. So I want to welcome you all to this very first edition in 2025 of our flagship program at PSSDC Magodo, the Greater Lagos Rising Series. The Greater Lagos Rising Series is a public enlightenment program. Oh. I have been muted. Speaking.
And I have been
Good
speaking.
morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Lagos.
Nigeria.
Good morning, Nigeria.
Good morning.
Good morning.
From wherever it is
you are watching us from.
I want to
welcome you to this very
special occasion.
occasion.
It's our
It's our flagship program at the Public Service and Development Center. We call it the Greater Lagos Rising Series.
This is the series 2.0 or the second year it's running, and it's been a very wonderful journey, educative journey.
Last year we had fun learning from different permanent secretaries of different ministries, departments and agencies in Lagos State. We got first-hand information about programs of the Lagos State government. We were able to engage, we were able to ask questions.
And this year promises to be no different. In fact, it promises to be a whole lot more interesting than it was before. My name is Agbaje Ibrahim. I am the moderator of today's program, and I want to believe that everybody is hearing me. If you can hear me,
let me just know that you're here. Just signify by,
put your name in the
let's meet you, put your name in the chat box,
where you are watching
probably just tell us where you are watching from. You see my director, I want to believe that the DJ is around.
The DJ is not around yet, but as soon as
the DJ is not around yet, but as soon as
so if you are in the chat, please put your name there.
So if you are in the chat, please put your name there and let us know
Musa Jibril,
where you're connecting with us from. Mr. Jibril, PSSDC, nice to have you. Mr. Sergi, PSSDC, nice to have you. I want to believe we have people from outside PSSDC as well.
Mr. Abraham, it's nice to see you. Mr. Tayo
Very
from
good.
Mr.
Tayo from
Mr. Saeed Olamilekon from
Mr. Saeed Olamilekon from Planning. We are good.
Former director
of Procurement, Michael Lagos, Mr. Abiodun. It is so nice to have you all this morning.
Today promises to be an interesting
one. We have a lineup of activities for the year for the Greater Lagos Rising Series. What better way to start the year than to talk about plans and budgets? There is a saying that he who fails to plan plans to fail. And so a lot happens in Lagos on a daily basis. New projects are springing up. Lagos is center of Africa, if I may say so. We are the standard for many cities across Africa, and indeed one of the largest mega cities in the world. So new things keep happening. Because Lagosians, what can we expect from Lagos this year? There is no better way to start year to talk about budget and what the Lagos state government has planned for us.
That is why we have brought someone who is in the know, the Minister of Affairs, the Permanent Secretary of Ministry of Economic Planning and Budgeting, She's a guru when it comes to financial master of numbers, MON, as we call them. She is a graduate of the University of Lagos. He was formerly director of Economic Intelligence Unit at Ministry of Economic Planning and Budgeting. And I remember last year when we invited the former PS, Mr. Ibrahim Obajomo, he specifically said that he had the director then who was capable of doing justice to the topic, and we had Mrs. Ojo come to deliver for us last year. And I believe that it's a recognition of our sagacity and excellence that she has been promoted to the rank of PS, and I want to congratulate her on behalf of everybody at PS. Okay, so it's good to have you all once again. We're still expecting more to join, and if you're not able to join, you can follow us on our social media platform. We are streaming live. Okay, so I want to check if he's here, but he's not here. So I'm going to invite the Director of Planning and Development at PSS Disima Agodo, Olufemi Sholaja, to give the opening remarks on behalf of the DG. Mr. Sholaja, sir, it's over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. It is once again a pleasure to have all of you on this platform. I want to say on behalf of the DG, Lagos State Public Service Staff Development Center, Mr. Adekunle Adeomosi, welcome you for this very thought-provoking and also very insightful series that we call Lagos Rising Series. I want to tell you that many people benefited from this program last year, and they are attesting to the fact that it exposed them to the workings of government. And that is why we said we can continue with the program, and we also be celebrated that we are contributing towards the enhancement and development of capacity building, not only in Lagos, but throughout the world. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are very happy to have our sister, our permanent secretary, in our midst. She did this last year, and we're so happy. In fact, I must confess to you that part of the sessions that we had last year made me as a person to say I know more of budgeting than anyone else. Because after that session last year, my life never became the same again. Before then, I run away from anything statistical, anything budgeting. But after that session, I can tell you that I know a lot about budgeting processes, and also budgeting systems in Nigeria, and particularly in Nigeria, gentlemen, without much ado about nothing. You are in for a very good time, because the permanent secretary herself is there, and you are hearing from the horse's mouth. So on behalf of the DG, I want to welcome you, and I want to appreciate those who have worked behind the scenes to ensure that this program really come up, especially Mr. Ibrahim Agbaje, who is the moderator for today, and who is also working to ensure that we have a very successful program. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to welcome you. Please, if you still have friends that are yet to join, please, you can inform them that the program is on and they should not miss out. Once again, my permanent secretary, our own amiable Mrs. Olayinka Ojo, on behalf of DG, I want to particularly welcome you and particularly appreciate you for your interest in human capacity development. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say here that Mrs. Ojo is a friend of the center, she is a mom in the center, and she is a mentor to many people as far as the service is concerned. So, our mother is here, she is ready to flag off and also to send the ball rolling. Once again, on behalf of DG, you are all welcome. Thank you very much for joining. God bless you. Mr. Agbaje, the moderator, the 21st century moderator, the ball is in your court. Thank you, please go ahead.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Director of Learning and Development at PSSDC, Mr. Abdul for the opening remarks, for sharing encomiums on us. I must say that I'm not working alone this year. I have a very dynamic team. Mr. Tobatele, Mrs. Babaranti, Mr. Rufai, Mr. Kabils, Mr. Abiola, and of course, you are directors. There are so many people behind us. We are just the face that is seen.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado,
Permanent Secretary is already in building. As I said earlier, she was an alumnus of the University of Lagos, the best university in Nigeria. She was formerly director of the Economic Intelligence Unit at the Ministry of Economic Planning and Budgeting, and right now she's the Permanent Secretary of that same ministry. She's in the building already. I want to welcome her, and right now I will yield the floor to her as she dazzles and analyzes the budget for us. Budgets can be very, very, boring when they get presented. But when we have an expert like our peers who has studied numbers and can thoroughly analyze, then we are able to make sense of it. I took a sneak peek at the presentation. I just told myself we are in for a treat today. Without taking too much time, ladies and gentlemen, I present the Permanent Secretary Ministry of Economic Planning and Budgeting, Mrs. Olayinka. Over to you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
It's nice to be here.
It is nice to be here.
Thank you very much for having me this morning. Thank you, everyone that has joined. I'm very hopeful that we're going to have a very robust participation this morning on this program. This is a program that every civil servant should find space to join. Why did I say so? PSSDC is helping us to bridge a very apparent and visible gap. It's such a gap that all of us need to bridge. A lot of knowledge gap in terms of what we know about the system in which we operate. We cannot afford to be indifferent in terms of knowledge keep up, and so that becomes very important for every civil servant to find a reason to join this platform. After this edition, I look forward to a situation where the permanent secretaries, that the body of permanent secretaries will give this very program a wide sensitization for our staff to key in. Having said that, thank you so much, everyone, again for having me. This morning, I'm speaking from Abuja. Thank God for technology that I am not cut off from participating by reason of not physically being in Lagos. Again, my name is Ojola Inkamudu, and it's a privilege to be on this 2.0 series again. Like you have had in the introduction, in the opening remark, I was privileged at the 1.0 edition to represent my then permanent secretary, Mr. Ibrahim Obajomo, and today representing myself and my ministry. It's a great privilege. The 2025 budget of sustainability taking Lagos to the next level. Thank you, PSSDC, for this team, which is also a very, very germane one at this time of the year. The 2025 budget of 3.367 trillion, very audacious budget, signed into law by Mr. Governor on January 09, has been crafted to promote our city's sustainable growth and development. Let me have the introduction, please. So budgeting remains a critical instrument of governance. It remains that very vehicle that provides a very structured approach to resource allocation, policy implementation, and fiscal discipline. The budget of sustainability is not just a physical document, but it's structured around providing economic stability, environmental stewardship, and social equity to ensure that Lagos continue to thrive sustainably for generations to come. If you look at the development plan itself, it's fashioned around these 4 buckets of delivery, what we call the dimension of the plan, that speaks to thriving economy, modern infrastructure, having an human-centric city, and effective governance. All these are fabrics of delivering a generation of Lagos to come that you and I can be proud of. To have a thriving economy, of course, there are infrastructural structures that you expect to be in place that will continue to power and wheel our economy in a thriving mode. For any infrastructure that you have put in place as a government, the quality of your workforce, the quality of your citizens' productivity, that continue to raise labor outcomes in terms of economic outputs is very, very important. And so this government has not only given credence to building a thriving economy without building the capacity of humanity that will drive and sustain that economy. And that's why the focus of this government on this budget in particular, this 2025 budget emphasizes 5 key pillars. The pillar of infrastructure and environmental sustainability, the pillar of economic diversification, social inclusion, and human capital development, which is part of what this morning PSSDC is doing. This is a way to empower the human capital force of the Lagos State Civil Service, the public service, in such a way to keep you in the knowing, to keep you abreast of what governance represents, to keep you abreast of what this budget is going to give to Lagos State in terms of, we've seen a lot of development, particularly over the last 2 decades. We've continued to see specific, very giant stride of the Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu's administration, very high impactful infrastructure built up, ranging from the blue, the red line rail, the deep sea ports, the proposal of the Lekki airport, giant strides like seeing the Massive Children Hospital, which when completed sometimes later this year, later next year, boasts of being the best in Africa. A focus on keeping the children healthy across various delivery of health services, as particular to the pediatric focus. So that, to me, is a deliberate attempt by government to transform the state. A deliberate and audacious investment in the direction of the envisaged hub, economic and commercial, viable, functional hub that we look forward to having as the mega city that will drive the lead in Africa. So what are the key features of the year 2025 budget? Don't forget that the emphasis on 5 key pillars of infrastructure and environmental sustainability, economic diversification, social inclusion, and human capital development, as well as governance and institutional reforms. Because there are a lot of reforms going on presently in the states. Different reforms, that shows the direction of leadership of this government as visible, clear, and coherent with the development plan. The Lagos State government has a 3.367 trillion budget for 2025, like I have said earlier. Aptly named the budget of sustainability, a name that is from the deliberate actions of government that has been painted in the development plan and is very visible in the way this budget of 2025 has been structured. Not just a name by reason of just putting political title to it. So what are the underlying assumptions? The year 2025 budget is anchored on the following economic fundamentals. Economic growth, a projected expansion in economic activities to support revenue generation. I don't know how many of us on this platform this morning are aware of the new Lagos revenue portal. Concerted efforts are being made, to ensure that our revenue is digitalized and brought together in a way that citizens have easy, access to payments, and that is also trackable in a way that functionally is captured into government cover. So when you see inflation control this morning, I know somebody will be saying that in our purview as subnational to be able to control inflation. But there are strategies to mitigate inflationary pressures and sustain purchasing power. Those strategies that are being put in place will, of course, definitely have some tamed effects on the national inflation and reduce the bite on us as a subnational. Exchange rate sustainability, and we honestly, with all sense of being a good citizen, we should give applaud to Mr. President for, if you look at the last few months, how exchange rate has remained stable is very commendable. So managing the forex exposure to minimize volatility risk is what we're looking at as a state. Then our revenue projection. The revenue is estimated at 2.968 trillion, comprising of internally generated revenue IGR of 2.230 trillion. This is coming up from 1.418 trillion in 2024, and talking about 75.1% of total revenue. So you can see how self-sustaining the state is in terms of where the resources that is going to drive this budget is coming from. It's not coming from a strange land, it's coming from all of us, the efforts of all of us at our delivery table, how effective, how efficient we drive the environment of our day-to-day services to ensure that 75.1% of what is going to finance the different infrastructure, the different programs and projects of the state is coming internally from the system itself, from Lagos itself. Then a federal transfer of about 21.1% of our budget, which cumulates to about 26.137 billion. Capital receipts is projected to stand at 111.839 billion. That's about 3.8% of these very projects. So, I will not leave the revenue projection without emphasizing that one thing that should be critical in our minds as service delivery units of the face of Lagos is to know that whatever audacious expenditure that is going to deliver on critical infrastructural projects and the physical outlook that is going to bring the changes, the empowerment to Lagosians is resident upon how intentional we are in our service delivery to ensure that this revenue is delivered. So more important to this discussion this morning is the fact that the drive for revenue will drive the budget of 2025 and will definitely be able to ascertain the sustainability power of the budget. So speaking from the expenditure focus, total expenditure is projected at 3.367 trillion. This is divided into both capital expenditure and recurrent expenditure, where the capital expenditure is taking a turn of about 31.2%, and the recurrence is taking the turn of, okay, that's a reversal, please. The capital expenditure allocation underscores the state's commitment to infrastructure-led growth, while recurrent expenditure is largely driven by personnel costs, overhead, and the debt servicing obligation. We are all aware of the increase in salary. Personnel is taking quite a toll on the recurrent expenditure, given the fact that the salary scale has been raised, Budget financing strategy. Lagos Internal Revenue Service, LIRS, targets over 1.9 trillion in tax revenue. Does this mean that we are changing our taxes? No. We are increasing strategies for a wide coverage, increasing the nets of collection. Like I said, that a lot of digitalization is being put in place to ensure that we better harness revenue. We increase our strategy by increasing. We improve our strategies by increasing our nets, bringing more people into the coverage, covering up for all the areas where revenue is being lost, not necessarily increasing what we're collecting. Lagos State Signage and Advertisement Agency, we just try to cite some of critical agencies, who are improving in terms of the revenue that they will be bringing, to the table this morning. So you see places like Lagos State Waterway Authority, LASUA, and I must say to you that what we informed this transportation licensing from LASUA, I don't know if a lot of us are abreast of the Obi project. It's about 410 euro projects projected to improve our inland waterway system, a new dimension to transportation. This government has promised to deliver on the trimodal transport system, and honestly, I think as a state, as citizens, as people living in Lagos, we have not been disappointed by this Governor Babajide Olusegun-led administration in terms of the concentrated efforts on transport sector. And if I must make an addendum this morning, that would be to critically say that mobility, transportation, which represents mobility, is a call for economic growth. It's a major driver sitting at the steering and the wheel of the drive of economic growth. Where you find mobility improve, you find economic activities gain strength in terms of manpower, our management that delivers on better services, time gain, and increased productivity for economic value increase. So it's a very good effort that is coming, that is showing commitment and deliberate activities that is tend towards ensuring increase of our economic productivity, as the transport sector is gaining a lot of power in terms of driving the economy. So all these projects, by the time the new licensing is coming up, you will see this very feat of improvement in LASUA's revenue generation. The real estate sector reform also projects to yield about 200 billion in government land transactions and property taxes. Sorry, I'm waiting for the slides. Yeah, I think it's network.
Okay, Mr. Rufai,
Next slide, please.
Oh, okay. So thank you. I'm not seeing the slide.
Okay,
It must be network from your end now because we can see the
slides from it. It will come very soon.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it's about the
It's about the bar graphs
and the
and the comparison of the budgets for 4 years, 21 to 24.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so in terms of a little moment, I will be there. Since I'm not seeing yours, I'm trying to go back to.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so I think I'm on slide 4.
Yes. Total revenue performance.
So this is just an analysis to show you why am I showing you this slide? Showing the relationship that has come from 2021 to 2024. So a lot of people are of the opinion that coming from where we had last year to a 3.3 trillion budget looks like it's impossible to deliver on. So I said to a lot of people that if you look at our revenue trajectory, how we have fared in the past, what our projections have been, and what our actuals turn out to be at the end of each year, does not seem like, particularly if you look from 2022, you see a 75% performance. In 2023, you see an 83% performance. And in 2024, we have a 100% performance. Our revenue generation as at November 30th, 2024, had already recorded about 106% performance. So that is to tell you that it is very doable. This slide is just on the crusade of the durability of the 2025 revenue generation, that it is very, very possible. And speaking about the possibility also speaks about, again, our individual commitments in our various lines of delivery to service such that we drive this performance vividly. So the next slide, please. So this comparative analysis of 2024 versus 2025 budget is just trying to show from our budget size a 36% increase, from capital expenditure outlook, we're having a 57% increase. And from all the discussion that has ensued to this point, I think if our 1.315 trillion commitments in 2024 has brought the very visible economic growth, the development that we see in the face of Lagos, you can imagine having an addition of 57% to raise the bar in terms of what is coming to effect changes in the face of Lagos. You can only but expect a greater Lagos. You can only but expect more infrastructure. You can only but expect better road services. You can only but expect an improved delivery in our hospitals, an improved technology-driven, more effective educational sector. You can expect a better sustained environment in Lagos, with key focus on issues that will drive environmental sustainability and bring improvement to the life of the people. Our IGR is increasing by 44%, bringing us from 1.619 to about 2.347%, where LRS itself is doing the quantum of about 1.9 as shown in the previous slides. So if you look at our federal transfer, this budget is not built, on expectations from outside. It is inwardly built expectancy of Lagos itself generating the funds, to sustain itself. As you can see here, in terms of we have not in this budget in any way make projection that is dependent on any external income. And the debt servicing has slightly increased by 3%. This is because our government has continued to de-emphasize on foreign loans, and we have tried to, as much as possible, drive within the local resource that is helping to effectively play down on interest rates of our loans as it were. So, can I have the next slide, which is the sectoral priority for 2025? What are our priorities across our sector? Beyond what we have that I have put here this morning, there are quite a lot that is coming up, from each sector, from infrastructure and transport. Even in the wake of this year, 2025, I'm trying to say, as young as the year is, we are only in February. I know how many roads already that Mr. Governor has commissioned this year. The year kicked off on very good notes of a lot of happening here and there. And from the infrastructure and the transport sector, a completion of the Fort Mainland Bridge proposals, the consultation fees and everything, an allocation of 250 billion, expansion of the Lagos Blue and Red Line, taking about 120 billion, upgrade of roads networks in the and Badagry division, is taking about 180 billion. From the health sector, the healthcare and the education, construction of 10 new general hospitals. So Lagos is the only state that boasts itself of the numbers of general hospitals that we have. If you look at the states in Nigeria, quite a number of states around us cannot even boast of half of the general hospital services that we have. Presently, we have so even in some of our hospitals like Ifakojayi, you can see the hybrid level of operating digitally already. Unlike before that, you see the crowd frustrated, not having the services the way it ought to come. The moment from the records that you sign in with your digital card, you can just be sure of seamless services. Today, which is a better service delivery coming from these investments. Then the digital transformation in public schools is taking about 50 billion. Security Trust Fund allocation of 60 billion for CCTV installation and police equipment. And still talking on security, I don't know if you observe an improvement in Light Up Lagos. a lot of street lighting, bringing brightness to the streets at night and making the places more safe, are all components of the investments of government as apparent in the budgetary allocation of government. Then climate resilience projects to combat flooding. And in addition to climate resilience projects, recently, a waste to waste collection center has been opened by the head of service in the community of the public service itself, particularly situated at the quadrant of the Ministry of Economic Planning and Budgets. So, if you must know it as an addendum information, the Office of the Special Advisor or Climate of Economic Planning and Budget has put an initiative that helps public servants to manage waste to waste. So you can take your old fabrics, you can bring your used bottles, the plastic bottles, plastic plates for exchange of money of waste. You can even do this by building up wallets. It's in collaboration with a lot of NGOs that are into, managing circular economy waste to waste. So, like the permanent secretary, Ministry of Youth and Social Development said at the opening of that event that it is a waste to waste your waste. It is a waste to waste your waste. You have something that you call a waste. It's a waste for you to allow it to waste. So bring it for economic viability and change for value. So, ladies and gentlemen, what are the physical risks that we are facing in this project? That's the next slide. And the mitigating measures. We are not saying this budget is not without any risk and mistake fiscally, but there are mitigations measures that has been put in place. Revenue volatility, diversification of revenue, which was well explained in my last slide, given the contour of what is coming from the state itself, over 75% of the revenue that will drive this inflationary.
Okay.
I don't think we lost the DS there.
She seems
to be having some problem with her network.
I don't know.
Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear the PS?
Sorry. Can I see the slide now?
Okay, you're welcome. We lost you for
okay, thank you. Yeah, that was network. So I was talking about debt sustainability. And I said that Lagos State has continued a debt to revenue ratio below 40, aligned with international benchmark. We are doing about below 30%. Exchange rate volatility, hedging against the volatility. Hello.
We lost you.
Yeah, we can hear you, man. You're back,
can
man.
hear you,
Can
man.
you hear me?
We can hear you now, man.
We can hear you now.
Okay. I'm so sorry. So I have just a slide left. Okay, sorry, the network was so bad here. So I have the concluding slide. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, this morning, the path to financial sustainability. The year 2025 budget of sustainability is anchored on an unprecedented drive. Are you hearing me? Hello?
Yes, man. Yes, man.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah. Like I said, in conclusion, the reliance on the drive for IGR growth is our priority. Our deliverable outcomes this year is the ability of revenue to come to the table. So your key takeaway from there this morning is to begin to strategically look inward to those investments, to those capital investments that will drive economic expansion and job creation. The bold step to ensure that whatever you are doing aligns with the overall goal of this government in a way that will bring the beautiful Lagos, the aspired Lagos, the Lagos of our dream, the greater Lagos that we all want to see rise. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning, thank you for having me again. We look forward to a beautiful Lagos, an audacious Lagos. The people of Lagos themselves are resilient. They have built the power, the energy to ensure that they continue to have a transformed Lagos, and this is highly commendable. They've come to believe and trust in this government. So as the public service arm of this government, let us ensure that we do not fall the hand of governance by ensuring that we are diligent, we are apt to it. We also work smart and work diligent to ensure that by the time that the year 2025 budget is closing, we will take the price for food delivery and maximize benefit for a greater Lagos. Thank you very much.
All right
then.
That was very loaded one. As I said at the beginning, we were supposed to be in for a treat, and we are in for a treat. Please let us appreciate the permanent secretary of Ministry of Economic Planning and Budgeting by giving her an emoji. Give her an emoji. Let me see those emojis coming. Yeah.
Well done, ma. Say
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Let me just do a summary. I will try my best because I'm a numbers person, but I'm not a finance person. So I was learning and taking notes. So the 2025 budget of Lagos State is tagged the budget of Lagos State sustainability, as we all know. The total budget figure stands at 3.367 trillion naira. That is a whole lot. The budget is centered around the pillars of development, infrastructural development, environmental socio-economic prosperity. The budget will mainly be funded in internal sources, internal generated revenue. That's going to be relatively low. And just because a lot of funding coming from the IGR, does not mean that we're going to increase taxes. It means that we're going to be more efficient in the way that we collect taxes. Lagos State government is really committed to delivering the tri-modal transportation system. That is why it is investing in the last one, the waterways management system. Budget performance over the years has really improved. There are doubts that this budget figures, the budget projections are achievable. Then the PS showed us that over the years, specifically from 2021 to 2024, the budget performance has increased from 77% in 2021 to over 100% in 2024. And that means that if you follow this trend, 2025 budget is really achievable. There are so many areas of focus in this 2025. What to expect in the area of infrastructure, in the area of climate centered initiatives. In the area of infrastructure, we'll be looking at investments in the fourth mainland bridge, which dominating talks for over a decade now. We've been expecting that a lot of money is being committed to that project. 250 billion naira. The Lagos Blue and Red Line, of course, when that was already become a stream, massive expansion. Blue Line will be extended. The Blue Line will be expanded as well. And of course, this is exciting one for me. Road networks upgrade from Ikorodu constituency, and Ekpe, which is the constituency of my friend, and these are the places that are classified as the rural parts of Lagos. Even though we're going to have our roads, we're going to have our roads. It's very, very exciting. 180 billion naira exciting. 180 billion naira. Of course, we're expecting 10 new general hospitals. That's really doing wonderful work already in the area of wonderful work. Already, when you have 10 new general hospitals, that's it. Of course, digital transformation for our public school. There are a lot of invested in infrastructure. We can expect more. Invested in 2025. Can expect more in 2025. Police installations. These are things that we can expect. Police equipment. And of course, climate resilience projects will also be invested in. I particularly like that quote. It is a waste to waste your waste. It is a waste to waste your waste. I'm going to give that one for my own. There are already ways of mitigating some of these risks. I won't waste too much time stressing that. The Lagos State government's budget of 2025, budget of sustainability is something that is going to be internally, revenue for it, funding for it, majorly internally sourced. And as public servants, we can all do our bits in our respective nations to support this agenda of government. And I believe that summarizes everything that she said. I want to thank the permanent secretary. Now it's time for questions and answers. But before that, just as the PS was about to start the presentation, I noticed the arrival of my Oga at the top, the permanent secretary, Ministry of Establishment and Training, Mrs. Ursula Bidagun. I believe she's still there. Yes, she's still there. Please invite the Permanent Secretary of Training, Mrs. Olubusola, our coach, to please give a few remarks. Thank you. You're welcome.
All right, thank you so much. Good morning, my PS, my dear sister Ojo, the woman that makes numerals to seem like poetry. Just like Minister Shola just said, some of us run away from numerals. But one way or the other, we have no choice than to know it and understand it because of the way or the kind of teachers that you have. Once again, you, just like your predecessor, Mr. Bajomo, you made the budgeting so poetic, like a prose. You were just dishing it out. I want to say thank you for the session. And of course, immediately I saw it, I have many of my staff here from the Ministry of Establishment and Training that people have no excuse to make excuses. I tell people that. They have no excuse to make excuses. It's either you know it or you don't know it. And like the Yorubas will say, Shirai, Shirai, Dada, Abiko Shirai to the other side. So I want to say thank you so much, my PS Lord. And that's another thing that we've been trying to do. Okay, welcome. There's another thing that we've been trying to do that I've been discussing with my accounts officers. And it's as if, I want to become double taxation, but I want a situation whereby we go back. I remember in years of yore that consultants used to pay to register to be consultants with the Ministry of Establishment and Training. But then I learned that because of the PPA registration, that we can no longer do that. So there's not like a double taxation. And I said I don't think so. But it's always good to hear from the experts when it comes to things like that. So in the course of the week, we'll come over to see you if we can do that, because it used to operate there. Because talk about IGR, coming from the bank, despite the fact that I ran away from numerals, I ended up in the bank for 12 years before joining the civil service. I'm so particular about we making money. People make money from us, but we must make money from them too, so that we can give them the enabling environment that they desire. Once again, I want to say thank you. Thank you for coming to the series again. And just like Mr. Shola just said, and Adaje, these are platforms that will catalyze people to the top. So I want to enjoin all members of staff to continue to key into this, because whatever you know, nobody can take it from you. It sticks to your brain. Even you going through the slides can never be the same as listening to the PS budget when she was talking as if she was reading Alibaba. I want to say thank you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, my PS.
Thank you very much,
yes,
my PS.
indeed.
Yes, indeed. The PS Ministry of Planning and Budget made numbers seem like poetry. In fact, I was really enjoying the cadence and the rhythm.
Okay, so
the Director General of PSSDC, Mr. Adekunle Adeomo, this is our chief host for the day, is also here. I would like to invite him at this point to make a few remarks before we take questions and answers and before we go into the polls.
My DG, over
to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Agbaje. You have done excellently well. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
You have taken it to the next level. It's really 2.0. It is not just Lagos Rising 2.0. It's also Agbaje 2.0. And PSSDC 2.0. So I'm really proud of you. Good morning, everyone. We are so glad that you're able to join us. My dear permanent secretaries, I'm so happy to see my own permanent secretary. This is Olubisola Abidapo. Yes, so welcome, man. Thank you so much for making out time. I know how busy your Saturdays are, and you have made out time to be with us here. I'm so grateful. God bless you, man. And I want to thank our own permanent secretary, Minister of Economic Planning and Budget. You know, we have gone round full circle. When we started this series, we started with economic planning and budget. And interestingly enough, even though there was a sitting PS there, for one reason or the other, it was our same sister, Mrs. Ojo, that was asked by the PS to do the presentation. And now, going a year back, she is now the permanent secretary, and now she is doing the presentation as the permanent secretary. I am so happy. It shows that Lagos State is consistent in terms of development. It is consistent. Lagos State gets it right every time. And when she was doing it then, little did she know that she will be the one also doing it again now. And we'll continue to be proud of you, Mrs. Ojo, our dear permanent secretary. We'll continue to be proud of you. We'll continue to be in your corner. We are Team Ojo, Team MEPP, anytime, any day.
Thank you very much, BG.
And
you have always been a part of MEPP anyway.
Oh yes.
For those who don't know, you have always been a technocrat from MEPP.
Yes. I spent 7 years in MEPP, 2000 to 2007, and those were some of the best years of my career so far. You know, I can never forget the love that the MEPP family gave me. So I'm really grateful to you. And I want to say a big welcome to all the other wonderful people that have been on this webinar series, listening attentively, gaining one thing on the other. I have gained a lot already. That quote, I can never forget that quote. It's a waste to waste your waste. It's so apt and so punchy, so catchy, and I hope that it will continue to resonate in our minds so that it can help us to guide us in all that we do, in our places of work, at home, in our families. We need to continue to spread that word that don't waste your waste, and that helps us to understand the importance of being able to reduce your waste, reuse your waste, and to recycle your waste. And Lagos State has been at the forefront of this campaign, and will continue to give support to that campaign as much as we can. So I'm glad that we started this webinar series 2.0, and that this is going to be the beginning of many, many more very interesting and exciting engagements with different MPAs, different sectors, and we promise that we'll continue to bring you the best of the best within the Lagos State system for all the people that come in to join us on this webinar series. So on that note, let me stop to let us listen to the questions that people have and the comments that people have, and we can call it a day. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, my DG sir. So
thank you very much, my DG sir. So the questions are.
I'm going to take a raise of hands. Probably would take like I'm going to take three questions here. If you have
three questions here in the house. Okay, so questions about the budget.
You can raise your hand now and I call. If you have questions on your social media watching us,
if you have questions on your social media watching us, just drop it in the comment section.
Probably if your
questions
can pick it up from there later,
and probably if your questions are going to be coming later, you can send a mail to the Greater Lagos Rising Series at pssdc.ng. I'm going to type that in the chat very soon. So if you have questions, kindly indicate by raising up your hand electronically.
Questions for the PS based on this presentation.
Questions for the PS based on this presentation.
Okay, so while we're waiting for the question, if you have a question, you need to indicate by raising your hand first. Then we'll call you.
If you have a question, you need to indicate by raising your hand first.
Before you,
then we'll call you before
unmute yourself.
So
while we're looking for questions,
while we're waiting for
answers,
you
must have seen in the adverts that we said that there are some.
You must have seen in the adverts that we said that there are some prizes that are up for grabs.
The polls are going
to be based on the
presentation by the PS. So if you're just
joining,
get to win.
You may not
get to win,
but maybe next time
you can win.
So Mr. Kudus, you can launch the polls now.
Please.
So when the polls come up,
please
take your time to answer the question. Indicate your name on your social media handle.
We'll check later
and then get back to you on whether you won or not, and tell you how to claim that prize. Before you can claim that prize,
on our
you
social
must be following us on our social media handles. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on LinkedIn, we're on any social media platform available. Just search for PSSDC Magodo.
Mr. Seriki, we're waiting for the polls now.
Mr. Seriki, we're waiting for the polls now. Can you please launch them?
Just launch them by myself from
here.
here.
Just launch them by myself from here.
Okay, so.
All
right, the polls have been launched.
All right,
you should be able to see them on your screen.
You should be able to see them on your screen.
Cannot see them on your screen.
Cannot see them on your screen.
It's on my own screen already.
It's on my own screen already.
The button that has three dots at the bottom of your screen
at the bottom of your screen that says more.
On that more and select
polls. On that more and select polls.
The questions are very simple.
The questions are very simple.
Stop the polls in the next
5 minutes so that we can run through and the PS can correct us wherever we are heard. The first thing is to put your name and your social media handle. You have to indicate if you're on Facebook, that's your Facebook.
The essence of doing that is so that we can locate you
and contact you for your prizes.
The first real question
the first real question
budget of Lagos State start
25 budget of Lagos State start
budget of possibility, budget of continuity,
budget of possibility, budget of continuity, budget of sustainability, budget of susceptibility.
Next question,
the total expenditure of the 2025 budget is what? Now you have the option there: 3.33 trillion, 3.367 trillion, 3 trillion, and 2.07 trillion.
Next question: What is the expected total expected revenue?
Total expected revenues
are there. I don't know.
Options
are we having any challenge with the polls?
Are we having any challenge with the polls?
If anybody is having challenge with the polls, they can talk.
So
while we are taking the polls, we have somebody that wants to ask a question. Adunola Abe, please unmute yourself and proceed to ask your question.
Unmute yourself and proceed to ask your question.
Adunola Abe, your hand is raised, so I assume you want to ask a question.
Your hand is raised, so I assume you want to ask a question.
Yes, good morning, the permanent secretaries here present, the DG and other participants. Mine is more or less like comments, like a recommendation. I think the general public should be intimated and should be advised that the new innovations of the state government is not to bring a burden upon them, that it will be an additional tax. Because when I drive through the whole of Secretariat, I see a lot of cameras in place, a lot of things that has been put in place to drive revenue generation. So there should be like a sort of enlightenment to douse the impression of the general public that it will be an additional burden through taxation on them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Adunola Abe, for that.
Thank you very much, Madam Adunola Abe, for that wonderful suggestion and conclusion. I'm sure that the essence of these cameras you're seeing is not exactly to drive revenue, rather, but to ensure that the negotiations comply with the law. But I don't know. I'll let the PAMSEC have a say on this. My PAMSEC, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Adunola Abe. So, you need to know that when after the budget presentation to the public, after the signing of the budget into law by Mr. Governor on the 9th of January 2025, you will observe that we immediately as a ministry went in for a press presentation to tell negotiants about the budget, what to expect from this budget, and the outlook, what they should look out for, And so, and honestly, we've given it a very wide coverage. After the press presentation, which we had, I had a lot of press around to help us escalate this to Lagos citizens. We still went to different programs on radio, even placing some jingle, ensuring that popularly listening to channels, we publicize the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget, Mr. Okwe George, was at TVC, was at Radio Lagos, Radio Nigeria, was on several local programs that we know people tune into, that we know that Ayedukara, something like that, all those, we went viral on our social media. You see a lot of publicity as regards what negotiations are to expect and what it is. So speaking about the camera, where they are for the maintenance of the security of Lagos citizens, like I said while presenting, that you will observe an addendum to that camera was the fact that lightening up of Lagos has gone really up in the last 6 months thereabouts. You see that we are lightening up everywhere. This is for the security of the people. So we can't continue to run a state, a mega city, a state that we want to showcase, as the hub and as the height of Africa, on total darkness, on keeping the people away from security. So you can see the votes to security. So putting all this camera in place, lighting up the place, is still part of enriching the citizen in terms of the security that they get and they gain. So, and the budget itself is widely publicized, to tell the people it's not about more tax, it's not about increasing taxes. Yes, it's about more money in terms of building civic responsibility. So for those who have not been paying taxes, it is not bad after all to key in into what is productive for you. Their children are doing education. We are bringing more general hospitals. This will then necessarily run on the resources of the citizen of Lagos. So any responsible citizen will not even be looking away from keying into the tax profile of the state and ensuring that they contribute their quota to get better living also from the government that they are put in place. After all, we are not expecting that the persons that run government in terms of Sanwo-Olu and his cabinet member to go and bring money from their parties to run. It is our money that they will run with to give us better life that we expect of this government. Thank you. So you also, I know Mr. Abe should be a public relations officer. You and I, every one of us, has the responsibility to enlighten the people, to advocate for government, to ensure that the people understand and have it better and right with the government they are put in place. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam PS, and thank you
very much, Madam PS, and thank you very much, Mr. Abib,
my PS,
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Abaji, and thank you once again, PS Budget. Yeah, referencing what Mrs. Abe said, I wanted to actually lower my hand, but I wanted to state that more often than not, we realize that the cameras do catch private drivers only. Why do I say this? I really actually have the data. Oftentimes when I go to this, what's the place I told you to do for the roadworthiness, I hardly see downfall. I hardly see, do they catch them at all? Do they? I know that they cause lots of infractions, but does the camera catch them, or does it turn its eye when it comes to downfall drivers? That's another thing that I know is not for you, for PS Musa, and we've actually started talking about it. Because a lot of the private sector people, because I belong to the HR space in the private sector, a lot of them complain a lot that why don't we catch downfalls at all? Why is it always private drivers? So these are the things that we need to look into so that we're not saying to be working against people that legitimately driving and doing the right thing as against those that are actually they with the blatant attitude they destroy or do what they ought not to do on the roads. Thank you. I know it's not your purview, but together we succeed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam.
Thank you very much, Madam. PS Budget, and a very genuine observation. I'm sure that the authorities will do something about it. Like you said, it's under the purview of the Ministry of Transportation. So there is a question in the chat box from Mr. Eugene Kusumi. What strategy or strategies will the government employ to monitor on a monthly basis the expected revenues from the agencies, that is, to ensure that these monetary projections are being met by the different agencies? What strategy or strategies will the government employ to monitor on a monthly basis that the expected revenues from the agencies are made? That question is for PS NMDBMA.
Okay, sorry, I didn't hear the question at all.
Okay, I will take it again, ma'am. What strategy will the government employ to monitor on a monthly basis that the expected revenue from the agencies are made? The agencies that we said are going to be generating the revenue for driving the 2025 budget.
Okay, so thank you very much. Like I've said, that the launch of the revenue portal is one. Two, in NEPB, there is a monthly revenue returns of agencies that comes to us. We have our unit in place that captures that. Don't forget also that we have our our officers are deployed across the sectors and agencies of government, who also brings report back to us on the performance of the budget. So they render monthly returns to us that helps us. We also have a PMR portal built up now. We are even working with civic engagements to ensure that citizens also have feedback on our performance, on our projects, to say that what we have budgeted for in this quarter, these are the feasible projects that accumulate from the spendings that is coming to the public. We are doing that. That portal is ready.